It's all about trauma.
Or is it? I'm Nancy Forrester, the founder, the executive director of the National EFT Training Institute, and I'm here with
Corby Furrow, the director of programming at the National EFT Training Institute as well.
And this is a question we're going to explore in an upcoming webinar. Maybe Corby, will you give the details of the webinar?
Yes, on April 6th at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to be talking about this topic. And why is it important? We have it called a paradigm shift in coaching and therapy, an introduction to conscious EFT. Why is a paradigm shift so important for these helping professionals?
It is absolutely imperative right now. The world is in crisis. We all know that. There are such major things happening, and we are going to need to get all hands on deck here as people who are helping people. We've got to have a look at some of the artificial constraints that we've put on the coaching and the therapy world and loosen those constraints so that we can show up in a way which is more powerfully going to help our clients to sort out how to be with a greater sense of joy and connection in this world, even though all of these anxiety-provoking events are happening. So this question about, it's all about trauma. Yes, beautiful understandings about trauma that have been coming into the mainstream over the past 5 to 10 years, and they're so incredibly important. However, we're going to look at how the helping field has almost fallen in love with this idea of trauma informed. And here at NEFTY, our paradigm goes way beyond that to say that, yes, trauma happens. Yes, every single client we work with is holding trauma, and that needs to be respected. But that doesn't mean we need to be dealing with it directly. In fact, dealing with it directly is very likely to make the situation worse.
Mm-hmm. So what is it that we're going to offer them to understand that what is needed to create that shift? Like, what are they going to learn that's different than what they've got already?
Well, what they're going to get is an exposure to our framework here at NEFTY that starts with attunement, but looks very deeply at what attunement really is. You know, it's so common to just say, yes, we must attune with our clients. We must be present with our client. Well, what does that really mean in terms of the biology of attunement? And so we'll look at that first piece of attunement, and then we'll start looking at a concept called differentiation, where how do we support our clients to actually start looking at some of the aspects of their experience of life in a more discerning, a more differentiated way. And that's incredibly important as we move into the third part of the framework, which is integration. Integration is how the parts of the whole start interacting with each other. And in our framework, we look at how that integration is going to be one of harmony and support and respect in all the parts of the system. And then that leads to this natural, healthy, normally happening expansion that is just a natural part of the framework when we work with sufficient safety. Then that biological imperative for growth comes naturally, and we learn how to support that.
So if you're interested in this, we'll have the link in our comments above. So please join us, register. If you can't make it, register anyways, and you'll get a recording of what we're talking about here. So you want to find more, you won't want to miss this.
Yeah, that's great.
Thanks, Nancy.
Thanks, Corby.